It was kind of like the best of times and the worst of times, I guess. I don't know. There's a lot of confusion going on. This is Warriors Anonymous.
This is Warriors Anonymous.
Welcome along, everyone. Well, yeah, what a game. 13-12. The One New Zealand Warriors succumbed to the Canterbury-Bankstown Bulldogs, and I'm just going to say it. I think it was one of the games of the year. Everything around it was pretty much sensational. So we're going to break it all down, among a few other things as well. Jared Cronin joined by Daniel Wharakura and Moneta Sauce. Isaac Sauce is... where's Isaac? Is he HIE tonight? Yeah, HIE. Independent doctors said, go in.
Category 1.
Yeah. Category 1, go have a rest. Before we even get into the game, a couple of bits of just general news that happened throughout the week. And actually nothing to do with the referees here, which is incredible. The Warriors NRLW side for 2025, of course, they're coming back into the competition. And not only that, they're coming back with the best coach in women's rugby league. So Ronald Griffiths, the former coach of Newcastle Knights, won 2 titles with them in the last couple of years. I'm not actually sure why they managed to let him slip through their fingers, but we managed to get him. So that's good. We've I'm not going to say raided. I'm going to say we've recruited from outside.
Acquired.
Yes, that's right. We raided them. Also, a young man had an extended contract and upgraded to a top 30 for 2024. Moneta's hugely excited about it. As he's got something. Oh, there he goes. And the name was Leka Halasima. He managed to get a top 30 contract, which a lot of people have been waiting for. And I guess we'll have to talk about how he debuted as well against the Bulldogs, because there's something to talk about there. Boys, let's get into it first off, because amazing game. Kind of came out of it feeling like hugely entertained. First off, it was like watching a classic semi-final kind of game where you're drawn into it. The drama, everything around it was just so exciting and intense. I did kick the Ottoman at the end when we did lose, but it was just kind of just because of maybe the importance, shall we say, of not getting the 2 points. But Daniel, you came out with a bit of a statement immediately in the aftermath of the game, where emotions maybe could have been running a little bit high with some people, perhaps. So we're going to put it to the floor. Let's go hard on now, boys. We'll start with you, Daniel. Would the Warriors have won that game if Sean Johnson was playing?
Yes.
He's hard on that. I know some people were perhaps going in another direction on that, but Moneta, what were your thoughts? Hard or nah, bro?
I'll have to go nah. Yeah, no.
That's very polite.
Yes, no.
I saw you got some good feedback on that, which made me laugh. But I did enjoy that, Daniel. The gumption to come out and go, "What about this?" And it was like, "Ooh, he's throwing a little bit."
It was simply to state that when it comes to Golden Point time, there are certain players that have the calmness, the capability, the skill set, the experience to get the job done. Starts with capability. I just didn't think we had the capability to slot a field goal. We got close, but it just naturally, and no disrespect to CHT and Tamaiti, just not equipped, I guess, at this level to either have a long range option or to snap it quick, or even to have that time. I was watching penalty shootouts this morning, actually, England versus Switzerland, and just that's such a high pressure moment to be able to execute under extreme pressure, and it just takes experience and classy individuals. DCE did it for what? I can't even Google how many times he's won a Golden Point game, and he just did it the other day. He did it last night as well, and it just goes to show, that those type of players have the ability to as well. So, look, there's a lot of criticism, would they even be in the same position? That doesn't really matter, Shawnee's injured, but that was the only one thing I was just gutted that we just didn't have enough class to get us over the line last night. And they tried.
Yeah.
Absolutely tried. Hats off, and CHT came very close, and it's amazing play from Reid Marnie to get his fingertips on the ball. But just something just to remember for the rest of the fans. Remember, hey, look, don't throw so much shade at Sean Johnson, because how many times we've been in that position and we've gone, thank fuck we've had Sean Johnson.
Yeah, absolutely. Fair point there. I agree with the point, but I also do see the merit of the counter argument, shall we say, as well. One thing I'm going to say on the drop goals, I mentioned it just quietly in the chat, which didn't draw too much backlash, which was nice for me. I just felt like we maybe lined up a little bit straight in front for the field goal kicker. So as soon as someone came up and put pressure, then automatically you're kicking, out to the side. So I was like, we needed to kind of maybe if Chanel's kicking it off the left, take a meter step to the left, so that their angle is automatically, changed, not running straight at you to force you wider, if you know what I mean. They have to kind of come across a little bit to get towards you, and you can still just bang it straight down the middle. So that's my...
It's so hard, though, under extreme fatigue, man, especially our boys were as well. And they're not, again, you're not a DCS, SJ, a known kind of golden point game winner. They just know where to be, and they put the set into that position, right, and they get the job done as well. So if you haven't been in that situation often, hey, it's a learning, right, and they'll learn from it.
Should have given it to Cape Wire. He's got a bloody match-winning drop goal on his resume. Holy shit, where was he at? Now Moneta,
probably on the wing.
Yeah. He was playing out on the wing fullback. Moneta, bro, you used to be a Doggies fan before you started cheering for the Warriors back in the days. But how good was this game? Was this one of the games of the year?
Like you said, it had all the drama, right? Gosh, after the game, my heart was still racing, and it probably took a good hour just to calm down. And you said before, it was semi-final, it was intense, and we did predict quite a close game, and it did come to fruition, though it wasn't, on the Warriors side of things. But the defense was good from both sides. You think about it, the Bulldogs scored their tries from an intercept, and Pompey missed a kind of catch in the air. But apart from that, the defense was excellent, and the forwards, the battle up front, was bloody good to watch. Barnett, oh god, he's legend material, I think. He's
Barney.
He's someone that we sorely missed. and I would say Cape Bay even during that game against the Titans. They just proved their steel, and the introduction of Leka, that was fantastic. But it was just, I don't think I've been as nervous as I had been during a game. I was literally like this going, biting my nails, and throughout the entire game, because it was just one little slip up could cost us the game. It was that close, and it was semi-final. And I kind of don't want to go through that again, because made me sad after.
Yeah, it's taking a toll, hasn't it? It's definitely. Yeah. I was walking the dog last night, and I was like, I feel exhausted.
I was exhausted, mentally. I was I couldn't talk to Hannah. My wife. I was like,
are you okay?
Was that type of game?
I'm fine. Daniel, probably this was another heartbreaker. How tough is this one to take? We've had some heartbreaking results, really, across even just this season. But how much of a heartbreaker is this game?
To be honest, not. It is, but it's not a major one, because the reality is the Doggies should have wrapped that up in the last 15, 20 minutes. The fact that we had back three out, we had fatigue in the middle, and we just had no ability to get strike, right? You've got locks and back rowers playing out wide. So and actually, the doggies did. Our scramble was amazing. The doggies dropped a few bits and pieces here and there, and Burden should have nailed that one. So I actually thought if we got it, we would have snuck it. We were definitely the better team in the first half, and probably what really annoys me is we just didn't capitalise that first half pressure enough as well. And that's probably, combination of our fifth plays and just all those things. All those, we weren't perfect, right? And there was a.
To be fair though, the back three were instrumental in the first half. Like they when they caught the ball, they brought it up at least 30 to 40. And when they were gone, you could just tell like we had lost that momentum in that regard. And then we just had one man on the bench.
Well, the fact we took it to Golden Point, though, that goes to show you how much of a gutsy effort it was. So that's why I'm not necessarily you're disappointed because you got really close and you could have snuck it as well. You love the effort. You love, obviously, we've uncovered a new cult hero as well, which low key, people in the know, and Jed's been banging on about this, there's something special about that kid as well. So you love all of that. I guess the context of it was a must win. We've done ladder predictors. I keep predicting ladders, and the margin of error was little. The margin of error there's no margin of error now, right? So in the context of that, it's heartbreaking. But when you put it on, it's the way you want our team to play week in, week out. If they play the week in, week like that, they're just going to have a massive fan base, and they're going to win more than they lose.
Yeah, absolutely. Monitor, you mentioned the injuries to the back three. Is that what ultimately do you think cost us the game?
It played a factor, I think. It definitely played a factor. I mean, you just saw the impact they had in the first half, and then you had CHT gone, you had DWZ, and then bloody Montoya, on the wing with a bloody groin injury, and he was
playing his best game all season. He was having his best game.
He was defending really well with that half a groin.
He played so well.
Around.
He had his best game in that bump off. When he scored that try, he was amped for it. You could tell he was this was the game he was going to play out of his skin. And it was just sad to see him in the second half that he just got that groin injury. So I did think it helped contribute to the fatigue of the team, because obviously they didn't have enough rotation in regards to subs and so forth. So I definitely think it contributed to the loss. But that only shows that the resilience of the players on the field, and for us to kind of switch to different positions like Keipwa in the centres or on the wing eventually, and then moving Leka into the centres, and then it just Dylan Walker to the centres, and it's just whoa, what's going on? So it contributed to, I reckon, to the loss.
Freddie did a good job as a back rower as well. I thought he was doing well.
Until
Big Billy
kick out.
Big Billy came in with another debatable.
One of the comments says, he just remembered he's not that type of forward.
Get on, Fred.
Yeah, that's all right. Now, Daniel, the last tackle options, bro, did they cost us the game?
Well, they cost us kind of releasing pressure that we were building, right? And it only takes, and the Doggies they're nuggety team, man, but we have, had opportunities to really put the foot on the throat and, build more pressure. And we either kicked it long dead, we kicked it out in the full, we
missed that
grubber kick plays. Missed a touch finder. All those things that just, in a tight game, was as soon as someone got advantage, right, they were, the Dogs were camped on our side, and then we got some pressure and we were camped on their side. So the worst, not so worst, it was out of the performances so far with Tamari and Chanel have played together as well, and they had a really good run. That was the worst kicking performance, which I mean, fine margins. We lost by 1, right? So gutting, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, that kick off the penalty. I don't know if they do, within the team, like fine sessions or court sessions or whatever.
Just a
But
shocker.
I would think that would have to get a very heavy fine, because that's.
I mean, they didn't even have to be kind of on the line.
Yeah.
It was 5 minutes. They caught 5 minutes within touch.
Yeah.
And like, a lot of people say, why don't they kick long when they go? And it's like, and I keep saying to people, they just want to kick the fucking thing out.
Exactly.
That's why you don't kick long. You just kick the fucking thing out.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It was funny. Burton, he kind of jumped and tapped it back, and I was like, bro, you could have just caught that. You were like 5 meters in field.
Well, he was
I
not
don't think he
expecting that.
realized. He was like, where are we? Like,
Man, that was so bad. Yeah.
oh boy. Now, there's been a lot of chat around the weak gutted dog that is the bunker, and also Jaden Salmon. The Jaden Salmon
Weak
collision
gutted dog.
with Demaire Martin. Yeah, let's get into that, because that's a real lightning rod of discussion, because I know that people look at Warriors fans and they're like, oh, they just go on about the refs because when they lose, blah blah blah, that sort of thing. So I want to have a kind of a rational discussion about this particular play when he did collide with Demaire well after he'd passed the ball. Moneta, what is your take on that play and what should have happened?
Oh, penalty, at least. And it was a howler from the bunker, is my perception of it. I mean, you have to look back 2 weeks ago with RTS, and I think it was 2 plays ahead, and they called it back and, to the bin. This one was like more blatant, head high, late, all of it. And the bunker has the advantage of the on-field refs to have every angle of it, and then still didn't do anything about it. And that's what makes it even worse. And I actually thought the on-field refs had a good game in that respect.
Yep.
But then, with the luxury that bunker has in terms of the advantages to be able to see every angle, how the fuck did they miss that? How could they not call back to the ref and say that is a penalty? It was obvious to everyone. And you heard Corey Parker and the commentators go off. It's like, what the hell's going on? That is a penalty any day of the week. And, it was probably one of the worst calls I've seen lately. And I've seen a lot of bad calls, but, the bunker's not doing too well lately, I think, this year. Yeah.
Now, the match review committee have made a mockery, they've really
made it
contradicted. Yeah, by giving Sam Minawata a 3-week suspension. So, or a 3-week charge anyway. Like, that kind of would indicate that you'd think, Daniel, that should have been maybe an on-field penalty.
Well, the first things first is that the match review committee is doing its job, right? And this is what it's for. Because if something's not picked up in the game, the last layer is the match review committee. So, and they have the fullness of time, and they can review the game and all that kind of stuff as well. And I didn't read the NRL boss's last message, Spoonie Wood. But they obviously have the refs are in the game and the pressures and and all that good stuff. And we always talk about the game, the refs having a feel and context for the game. So I think it's just a big mistake by the bunker. There's so many, reasons why. And look, it's a mistake, and mistakes happen, and we're going to have to live with it. Unfortunately, this week it cost us the game. I didn't see the press conference, but I could give you, I can give you $150,000 million that if it was a Sticky Ricky or Craig Bellamy or Desi Hasler as a style of coach, it would have been blowing up deluxe about that. And that, a Wayne Bennett, and that's just to really, really make sure that the next time something like this happens, it's in the NRL's mind, right? And that's the reason why they do it. They just make sure that, hey, you got one wrong, we're owed one. Webby's too nice a guy to kind of really blow up deluxe. But just on the call itself, it's late. There's head contact, and I mean, you could throw two other factors. It's the kind of, they've been keeping an eye on that kind of charge down type scenario as well. And he wasn't taking a kick, but there wasn't that kind of play. And there's also for a triple word score there, you could throw in a little bit of you can't touch a playmaker. There's also, I was thinking about it, if he was running in a line and he threw that pass and then he got hit like that, they'd be calling that kind of dog shot kind of attack on the playmaker as well. So, yeah, I just can't believe out of all those variations of things, you couldn't pick up a penalty. And maybe the fact that Salmon injured himself more is probably the only thing. If he hit Tamati, which he did obviously hit Tamati in the face too, if Tamati with the broken jaw, then it would have been more clear cut. But I'm just really interested to see how they address it, and just goes to show, you go from a couple of weeks ago where you have someone over officiate a situation, you had someone under officiate it. Someone just got caught and maybe didn't want to make the big call because it would have been a game defining call.
Mm. And it was a bit like the old Homer Simpson, when he's looking after Bart and Milhouse, and like they're out in the treehouse. Marge is like, "Oh, the boys all right," and Homer's like, "Oh yeah, they're fine." Like there's lightning going on in the background, and Sideshow Bob's trying to kill him, and that he's like, "Yeah, they're all good." That's the bunker. I've also seen the old Stevie Wonder, the old classic Stevie Wonder in the bunker joke.
Well, that's what it felt like. Honestly, that's what it felt like. I mean, everyone could see it, apart from the bunker.
Yeah.
Like, the bunker had the most time to see it. Like,
yeah. I think in live, you didn't kind of notice it. But then when you saw that he was holding his jaw, blood pissing out, Tamati was being looked at, and you just know, there's been a head type thing go on.
Yeah.
Let's look at that again.
I mean, like exactly. I said, the on-field refs did fine. But then the bunker, like, how could they miss it? Like, it was just, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Not ideal at all. A banker, anyways.
The banker.
They're 2 or 3 weeks ban. Rubbed salt in the wound. Oh, whoops, we got it wrong.
Is that our Daniel? Let's put it to you, bro. Hard questions. Is that our season done? Or are we way out?
Yeah.
We got 2 buys.
Such a hard. It's got 2 buys. Yeah, I mean, I think just how we perform this season probably indicates that it will be. Mathematically, we're not out, and the only saving grace is everyone's beating everyone, right? So it's a bit of a logjam. There's not like a clear 8 in it. You're like, 8 points behind the 8 at the top 8. So it's in what they call in golf is dormy. When you're playing match play golf and you have to win the remaining holes, we pretty much have to win. I think we can afford to maybe drop 1 game and the results have to go away. We pretty much have to win the rest. So, but I'm not going to say it's over yet. I'm going to say it's almost over.
Likely.
Probably maybe almost.
Yeah, we're going to have to run the table pretty much. That's what you're saying. And I like that idea. I think we can.
We're too good not to make the 8, We're too good a team not to miss out on the 8, but there's too many good teams.
Yeah, and we've kind of maybe let a few too many 2-pointers slip through our fingers. Anyways, Monitor, you tapped on just a little mention before of Leka Halasima. His debut in a Warriors jumper, Warrior number 289. Mate,
remember
what
the
did
number?
You think of that?
Oh, yeah, pretty much that. Oh, orgasmic. But
on your man crush. Man crush another 289.
Another one in the bag. Anyways, he was fantastic. I mean, I think I was one of those people that didn't know too much about him before he came into the game, and they made a pretty much huge hoo-ha about him on the social media when they signed him up to the 30, and I thought, oh, okay, they don't usually do that for especially someone of his age, 18 years old. I was like, okay, and then he came on his first run. I was like, okay, right, yes, okay, he's definitely got confidence, and he's definitely got size, and he can bumble plays. Okay, sweet. And then his second play, he bloody runs around a couple of centres, does a sidestep, and then he scores a try. And I'm like, who the hell? And then like just to show his was it resilience and like never say die attitude. You know, he actually slows down the winger enough to stop. You know,
in the last play.
Yeah, in the last play in terms of
regulation.
It was good. Well, I can't say it. I mean, like I'm looking forward to seeing him play. He's got all the attributes to become like he could be the next big thing, like maybe like even another Ali Lautiti, you know. So, but yeah, he's got me excited. Yeah,
he definitely has that excitement factor. Like when I heard that he was going to debut, oh boy, I was excited. I was like, oh man, here it comes. And then he just
something about him, eh?
Yeah, he's the real deal. I think he's despite the age. I mean, sheesh, what was I doing when I was 18? Skipping bloody university class, I guess. But he's come out and he's taken on taken on the big boys. He's all about it, and I was really impressed by the fact that he was playing out of position, out on the centre spot. He's a second rower, and also he was playing on the wrong side. Like normally he's a left sider, so I don't think he has obviously got that versatility where he can go play anywhere. But his gun spot is that left edge, and if we can get him there and set him up, that leads into a really interesting question. I'll ask you, Daniel, see what your thoughts are. Because he goes from, like, we're big on the pathways, Warriors Anonymous, and highlighting that, who's coming through. Now he goes into a different realm. He's gone from being in the pathways system to now he's graduated, and now it's what the NRL squad make of him. So how do we use him, do you think, for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think they just monitor his progress as in adjusting to life as a first grader. I mean, look, let's be honest, he's got the potential to be a first grader for a long time and a Warrior for a long time, and you want to lock that guy down. But we all know that it's a long, hard road to being be a 20 game NRL player, to get to a 50 game NRL player, to get to 100 games. There's a long road to go. But I think they will manage him in a way where I'd like to see him just remain on the bench and keep coming in as well, and just monitor those performances, get 20, 25 minutes. And I think the plan was, all going to plan. He would have been that late sort of last 20-minute player as well. So, but at the same time, they need to see if he's confident with that and he's handling the workload as well, then they need to give him more and more and more and more, and not be afraid to go a bit deeper with him as well. But look, it's like he's the brand new toy we've got, like he's the weapon as well. So teams will be taking note, obviously, of how his debut went, and they would, they'd be getting the tip sheet anyway. But he's got something about him. They did say he could be the next Sonny Bill, and he's just got that kind of X factor. So, yeah, for me, it's a balance. Doesn't play 80 minutes week in, week out for the next 10 weeks. No, you could sizzle the guy.
Yep.
But he doesn't, he doesn't just sit on the pine or drop in and out. He needs to be a feature if he's fit.
Yeah, fair. Interesting you mentioned it's going to be a long, hard road because, it is. And interestingly enough, we're just going to clear up, first of all, the pronunciation of his name. It's not Haliasima. It's
Haliasima.
Halasima. And also his surname is Tong. And so I was told by the wife, and also someone commented as well on YouTube, that his surname, Sima, means cement, and Hala means road. So that's his name. it's literally his name. If it's a long, hard road, then that's him, bro. That's him. The real deal. Now, we get the Warriors. Yeah, Warriors get a bye. I guess the fans get a bye as well.
Whoa. We might not get this. Just
there
might be
a
hasn't
ruling.
Been
confirmed. Yeah, Badger might be back to take it off us. But after that, we come back to go and take on Ricky's Raiders over in Canberra. Moneta, we got 2 weeks, right? We got to first of all mend our broken hearts And what else are we gonna do? What's our specific targets for the Raiders game?
I think that they're going to take it a bit easy this week. Obviously, for all the injuries, and after a very, very tough game, it was quite a physical game, so they'll probably take it a bit easy, just like give them a chance to recharge. But I think they have elements of, in terms of defense, I think they're getting better. But to Daniel's point, I think they're going to focus a bit more on those last tackle options. You get a bit more focus in regards to, what we do in that scenario. Maybe even just getting a bit more kicking practice in, because I felt like our kicking game, or not even that, but the length of our kicks compared to Burton, but Burton's an anomaly in terms of his length and boot. But you could.
You talk about his kick.
He's the John Holmes of.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. Yeah. But
he's the John Holmes of kicking. Anyways.
Yeah, his kicking. His kicking. But yeah, I reckon they'll be practicing a bit more around that. Just getting a bit more composure for that last tackle play. I mean, we don't want to see another repeat of what kicking out on the full. How many times? 3 times, 2 times, not making touch, trying to pass the ball, trying to be pretty without looking at your person. All you had to do, CHT, at that moment was just look at the person and just pass it rather than try to be a bit fancy.
It's like playing touch, bro. It's like, no, you're not playing touch.
Oh my God, I nearly tore my hair out in that one. But it was like
Isaac did.
Yeah, Isaac. But
I think that with the bye week though, and they've done in the past, and I think something which I think is important is, and Monita's right. They'll get some rest in because the load was huge, right? We've got obviously some injuries, so they're going to have to figure out who's going to be playing too. And but I think there's some reps in some of the shape. I just thought we lost away a little bit with some of our attacking shape, and in the second half, yeah, absolutely, you can say that. But
because you didn't know who was who.
Yeah, exactly.
They were like
in the first
half
half.
going, who's
to
this
be
guy?
fair though, remember we were playing with a backline. It's not a backline. In the second half,
no, not the second half, but the first half, we had quite a bit of ball and good ball area.
Yeah.
And we had a couple of trick shots that did really well, but I just thought, shit, there was a couple of aimless sets, and we're like,
yeah, that's
like the setup for the setup to the setup, and I'm like, and Webby probably knows that he just wants to get, Chanel and Tamati just more time on the ball, and got Liquor in there now. Who will be coming in? We've probably got a bit of an idea. We'll get to obviously teams and stuff, but there's going to be some new personnel.
Yeah,
well, not new personnel, but coming back into the game day 13. So they're going to have to get some reps under their belt.
Yeah, because the guys it seems like whoever gets injured, they don't just get injured; they get injured for a significant chunk of time. So it's like, broken fingernail, you're out for 6 months.
Fortunately, we're the second oldest team by average age, so. That doesn't help. But anyway.
Yeah. Let's have a play around with some personnel. Go for a couple of lineups from you boys. I'm guessing, seeing as Chans went off with a calf muscle injury, I was like, garden variety calf muscle injury. That's a good 3 weeks.
Yeah, man.
So we'll see. It might have been something a bit more serious as well to take him out. Also, the Montoya, the groin, that may level him. Dallin is supposedly going to be fine as long as he doesn't show any ill effects. So I guess we could maybe work on the basis that he will be available.
Oh, yeah, good game.
11 days, eh?
Yeah, that's right. The buyers come at a perfect time in that sense. Moneta, let's go with you to start off, bro. What are you thinking in terms of personnel changes to take on Canberra?
For number one, I'd actually go to Opeki and put RTS on the wing. I keep Pompey. I think he's been pretty steady. And is there any chance that Rocco's coming back? You reckon?
Oh, I haven't actually checked the latest report, but
yeah, I was thinking of that.
Knowing our luck, even Tohu's got the wrist injury, and it's not even a undisclosed.
I would bring Ali Latawa, but I heard he didn't have a great game in a New South Wales Cup.
He didn't.
I heard he had a shocker.
Oh, look, I think a lot of them did actually, to be honest. But he wasn't great. So Rocco's indefinite as well for the shoulder.
Oh, okay. Oh, that makes it a bit more difficult. I'd bring in the other fella, the Patrick Herbert lookalike. What's his name again?
Graham
MGT.
I'll bring him in then.
Yeah,
And,
he also
but
had a
yeah,
shocker as well.
I think we need to bring someone with a bit of spark at the back. Not saying RTS doesn't have that, but I think, a bit younger, Tuapeki, just that little nuggety kind of. You only have to. He reminds me of that fullback who's taken on from Pappenhausen for Melbourne.
Falongo.
Yeah, I think he could be similar to that, and so I think
Webby, it's pretty clear that he's the second choice fullback anyway.
Yeah,
so,
and William, and
he's quality. So you'd rather have two quality players out there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be tempted to bring back Kossi if I'm being brutally honest. I'd put RTS to the wing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one with Roger because he's been like training differently, right? They're trying to change his body type.
Yeah, but it's not working. Right?
Well, I mean, they've been trying to play him at centre, so he's been training for it, and then all of a sudden someone gets injured and he's back out, back playing fullback or whatever. So, but also Webby was talking about maybe getting him out to a wing anyhow.
Yeah.
And now that maybe, now the opportunity is probably really presenting itself. Daniel, what are your thoughts on, personnel? Who are you thinking for, especially for the back three next week?
Yeah, I mean, let's work on the fact that we've got no Montoya and no Chance. I definitely have, like, as Moneta said, Tuopiki. I'd have Roger on the wing. If you're going to have Pompey and Moala, Graham Tafua back as well. And that should just, cement that, because you can't, without Tohu and how much quality God, Glitz of Doom, has in the middle. We can't afford for him to be out of the middle,
yes,
as well. So then you really lose that, right, when he's not there. So we don't want to tinker with. And it's nice to have cover, in-game cover as well. But the reality is, we've got a forward back who, I don't think we've kind of mentioned it really that well, but did a fucking phenomenal job yesterday. Phenomenal. They were just strong in the first half and then super resilient in the second half as well. So, yeah, that's a shining light, really, as our pack has gone to work. And, Mitchie Barnett, amazing. So from a forward pack perspective, we should be all good as well. It's just the backs. And we just can't afford to, shift Kate Wah to the centres or, have Marata go out there as well, because it kills us in the middle.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that that ability to cover anywhere, we lose or we lost a lot of that when the fact that we put Chanel in to start at 6. Out of necessity, sure, but all of a sudden you take away a guy who can play in about 6, probably 8 different positions. So that automatically, that changes what you can do with your bench cover. And then when you lose your entire back 3, it's certainly going to have an impact. So interesting times ahead. I think we've got to just we've just got to win. That's simple as that. So we'll see how the boys respond. Any further talking points? Anything I might have missed, because I've probably missed something, like the bunker.
No, no, I think we've talked a lot about the bunker. Yeah.
I think the one thing I just want to say is that, I just feel that people have been really savage towards Shawnee J, man. And he'll prove them wrong. He'll be back. And he's still I still think he's Webby's first choice halfback when he's fit. And the reason why is he's quality. And I think we'll see that come back when he's ready. And I think, him and Tamati, I think they can play together. They can just work that out.
I'm looking forward to Metcalf coming back. That's what I'm looking forward to. I think we're missing a bit of pace. So, yeah.
Yeah. But X Factor, which we're slowly getting players introduced who have a little bit of something. Maybe.
Also, do you reckon Jazzy's done enough to give himself a decent contract to stay on?
I reckon. Yeah, I reckon he has.
He was superb. He was superb.
Yeah.
Couldn't ask for any better, man.
Yep. Yeah. No, he's done a great job. First of all, it's a funny thing to kind of think about things out of his control, but he's just stayed healthy enough to, to prove to them that he can stick around and be available, which is key for him. Boys, it's been a interesting one. Kind of a little bit sad in a way, but also kind of hopeful. Kind of like a good movie, I guess. But this has been Warriors Anonymous. Jared Cronin on behalf of Isaac Sauce, HIA, Moneta Sauce, and Daniel Whatakura. Thanks very much for joining us. We'll be coming back with what do we got this week? We have some next gen stuff for the New South Wales Cup team and Jersey Flag highlights. I guess no Teams Day because we've got no game.
I'll definitely be watching those highlights now to see if we can find another liquor. yeah. I'll definitely be watching the pathway. So everyone else do the same if you could do.
Yeah, I mean, liquor's one out of the box. Toby Crosby coming up. He's a little bit further back in the order of learning rugby league, but yeah, he's got something to him as well. Probably in a project sort of sense, but we'll see what happens. Thanks again for joining us. Please like and subscribe. Warriors Anonymous, and we'll catch you next time. Up the wires. Go the Warriors.
La cucaracha ya no puede caminar porque no tiene